What's up, guys, and welcome back. Happy Monday morning, everyone. Today, I got my hat on. It is freezing. There's something about, trading in a basement in Utah during winter. Let me show you guys how ridiculous I look. I got so many layers on. I even got my coat for the hot tub on. I was freezing. Anyway, today was a really tough pre-market. We weren't really getting any good moves. I was, a lot about just being patient, waiting for good setups, waiting for 5-minute setups, taking profits really quickly, and just pretty much not buying anything extended. That was pretty much the winning recipe. So today I'm ending the day up $635. I'll review my trades in a second here, but I also wanted to show you guys my swing trades, because if you're in the Discord, you probably know my swing trades have been getting clobbered. One of our biggest losers right now, CLOV. We have an average price of $547, and look at this, we're down $4,000 on this to stock, and my position size was about $15,000-$16,000. So this is a pretty big down draw. I still really like CLOV, but yeah, it's been heavy. LMND is really down. I only have a starter size on XL, but I would be buying more if I had more funds to allocate in this account. And then yeah, our other swing trade portfolio also getting clobbered. This is our Roth IRA account. So yeah, across the board, it's just kind of a bit of a waiting game with our swings. What I'm doing right now to wrap up profits and get more cash to accumulate either different stocks or the same stocks at lower prices is I'm doing some covered calls. So I'll show you guys that with CLOV in a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to execute the CLOV swing trade, but I'll show you guys how I'm going to go about it. Hopefully on a Monday, but I need to see a bigger bounce. So we'll review these first tickers, and then we'll go ahead and talk about CLOV swing trade. So let's go to our day trading portfolio, just this one, and then let's dive into it. So CFVI, this was the CFVI, the first ticker we are trading. And this was actually the gapper from, let's see, this was Friday. Friday was a big consolidation day. We had a little midday spike, though, a power hour run. So it was really Thursday. This was the big day. Pre-market really aggressive, and then lately market open has been really bad. So I just haven't really been trading market open. But going forward to this one, on the 5-minute, we had a nice little pushback higher here. We had big resistance at 15, but this is where I started trading it. Unfortunately, we didn't really get continuation. Let me just show you guys what that looks like on the 1 minute. You can see here we broke VWAP. I tried to buy some of these pullbacks, get some continuation out of it. It was all right until I gave back a lot of profits right here. We were on a backside, and I had a limit order at like somewhere right here at like 1462. I didn't get filled. It popped up here. I moved my limit order higher to get filled, which is you never chase on a backside. So I made that mistake. I deserve this loss. It flushed down here like 2%, and I closed on this candle as it was going down. I actually ended up closing at the perfect low, bounced up a little bit, then continued to sell off. So this was a tricky one. And then CFVI, right at the open, it looked really good on the 5-minute. We had a 5-minute breakout. We were pulling back here to 1437, and I jumped on it, got a perfect low entry, and I sold right away because I didn't really trust this ticker. And lately on VWAP, if you check out the 5-minute, all the VWAPs have not been holding. Let me just go to the 5-minute. So here's failed VWAP. Well, actually, this was a pullback on the VWAP, but here's a failed VWAP, and here's again a failed VWAP. That's why I wasn't looking to get aggressive on this ticker in that area. But yeah, overall, I think I did all right with CFVI, except that little backside trade that was a little unnecessary, and I walked away with $50 profit. So I was pretty much red the whole day on CFVI until that morning pullback, and I jumped on it. ACET, next ticker here, ACET. I'm finally heating up a little bit. I could feel the warmth. I could maybe lower this just a tad bit. Okay, so what do we got here? ACET, let me scroll out here on the 5 minutes so you guys can see this one a little bit better. So this was more or less a new gapper. We had a lot of resistance around 13, so this is really where all the price action was happening. I didn't really watch ACET until we broke this area around 40% up on the gapper, so I bought this breakout. I tried to buy this pullback, but lost some conviction there. Lo and behold, I should have been more focused on the 5-minute, because at 8 o'clock we had a perfect pullback in this area. We had a big rally. That was a 13% rally. I tried to buy that first 1-minute pullback. I didn't get it, or I got it, but we didn't get continuation. I ended up holding a little bit longer, accumulating a little bit lower. We did get a spike here, and I sold everything on that spike. Luckily I did, because it never saw those highs again. So I was able to walk away with a little bit of profit on ACET, but overall a scratch. So it was tough, we weren't getting any fall through. It really wasn't until TOMZ popped up. And TOMZ, I was calling it out in the Discord since the beginning. I said 1.8 big support, and that's because, and I didn't even listen to myself, even though I was deadly watching it, because I was watching this 1.6 zone and I was like, big support here. It's holding its highs pretty well. What I mean by holding its highs on the daily, it's holding its highs really well. So if you come here, we had a big spike, and look at this. We pulled back to the 9 EMA on the daily, but we just have so much resistance here at the 180-day SMA, the simple moving average right here. So I wasn't like super stoked about holding on to this one, but when it did finally have that pop here, so we had a 5-minute breakout, I was buying these 1-minute pullbacks, and I was making good trades, smaller size. I was only long like 2,000 shares, but I was getting like 7% pops, and I was closing these. These were really nice. I got this breakout as well, but then I didn't trade any of this. But I was at that point I was kind of done, because again, 5 minutes extended, VWAP hasn't been holding, big resistance around 2.5. I'm not gonna gun it for no reason, and that's why I pretty much wrapped up on TOMZ there. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, it was a tough day again, specifically the market open. And ever since I changed, I think last Tuesday, my secondary trading screen from a 1 minute to a 5 minute, I think that's really been helping me. And that, I think, that was on this video. Yeah, you can see where I'm dragging it around and talking about it in this video here. So I could just show you guys again. These are all 5-minute charts on our lead gappers, and if you notice, they're all the 5-minute. I added VWAP on this one as well, and the 9 EMA and the 180-day simple moving average as my 3 indicators. But I think it helps me calm down a little bit and try to focus on the 5-minute setups and only use the 1 minute for hopefully a little bit better of an entry or an exit, and that's definitely been helping. Yeah, other than that, let me talk about CLOV quickly. So here it is right there, current account. Let's go to it and check it out on the daily. You can see it's just been a big sell-off here. I started accumulating this one in this area. Chamath, there was an offering that came out, but then Chamath was tweeting that they're reaccumulating CLOV, and you can see he actually has buy orders on CLOV as well. So here's CLOV on FinViz, and if we just scroll down a little bit, you can see, and yeah, there it is, Chamath, 10% owner. He bought November 22nd at $575 for $10 million. So he was accumulating as well. So this sell-off, to me, feels irrational, but I guess to him as well feels irrational, which feels good because, he's a billionaire investor, and a lot of people follow him. So I know there's a lot of people that were accumulating CLOV in this area. I know I sure was. I think my problem was I got a little bit too aggressive too soon. I should have maybe waited for 5 to crack a little bit more. You can see I started accumulating at around 5.5. I didn't do full size, and I was able to accumulate lower in 5.35, 5.3. But then once it broke that 5, it ran right past 4 into the 3s, and I was like, oh man. And this is not a pretty swing trade, but I like this play overall, and I plan on to keep on holding it. Right now we just had a big morning panic. We're bouncing here 7% again. So what I would like to do on CLOV is sell covered calls on this one. So my average price is at 547. And let's here go to the product. So I would want a strike price that's probably around 5.5. I don't really want to go any lower than that. I wouldn't want to have this ticker, pop up randomly, because my plan is to hold this one longer term, couple months at least. I'm totally fine with. My lowest consideration for a swing trade is around 2 months. I always want to give myself at least 2 months wiggle room. Let's say this comes back to around $8. I mean, that's like a 90% rally. That's where we have a lot of big resistance here at the 180-day SMA. So I just feel like, there could be a day where we see a 20% move on this one. So I'm not going to try to sell any sort of strike prices that are below my average. The problem is the premiums are pretty low for a 5.5 strike price. And that's why you really only want to be selling strikes when there's a big move to the upside. It gives you a little bit better premium, at least temporarily. So I would be looking for weekly, so I can always keep selling it. Let me go back to all products, and let me just do a quick little example here. So how many shares do I have on this one? 3,000 shares. So I could sell 30 calls. So 5.5 is right in this area. Let's just show you guys what that looks like. So I said 30 I could sell. Limit, and let's see what the spread is here on this one. So it looks like it could sell for 0.03. So I would go to at least 0.03, but let me just go to 0.05 to show you guys what this looks like. Good till cancel. Actually, let me do day, just in case I forget about it. So here I would make $130 right away if I sold this, which isn't exactly great on such a big position size, but at least that's basically if the stock goes back to above break even, I would make money if my shares were exercised, and I would still make money from the max profit. of the selling covered calls. So that's not exactly the worst thing. At least if it keeps going down or consolidates for another month or so, I'm constantly making 150 a week. That would be $600 at the end of the month. So not like the biggest amount, but at least I could start accumulating more shares of CLOV or a different ticker to at least, make some money while this ticker is in the red for me. So let's go ahead and send this order. Let me actually quickly double check this. And look at TOS still has charges commissions with options, which is a little bit annoying. I did get them reduced a little bit, but not enough to really move the needle. So yeah, still losing $20 off of that, which is, feels kind of like a lot, unfortunately. Selling covered calls is much better on a more expensive stock if you have to pay for your per contract commission. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, let's see. On the 10th of December 2021, Friday, so that looks good. Call at 5.5 strike price. Everything looks good. Yeah, let's go ahead and send this one. This one won't be executed. You can see it here now on my current account, and then we go to active trader, and this is kind of what it looks like. These are the price of the premiums, so they've been just going down consistently. It looks like we would have been able to get 0.3 premiums, so 30 cents a premium or a contract in this area. And this was, when was this? This was the 11/29. That was Monday last week, and that's kind of when, let's see, actually, when did I start accumulating CLOV? Yeah, and that was actually the week before. So this was, I think, Monday. So this was already the week before. I could have been accumulating this one and getting 30 cents a share premium. That would have been, enough to really move the needle. Okay, let's go back to CLOV here and look at this price. So I could keep my limit order here, and in case there's ever, a big spike in price, I might get filled on my premiums at these higher levels. Most likely today, that's really unreasonable expectations, but that's how I could go about it. I could also just try to move my limit order closer and closer, and if I probably put it to somewhere in this area, I'll get filled right away. But I would rather not do that. I think there's a good chance that CLOV has that potential for a quick spike here to the upside. So I don't really see myself selling right away. If, let's say, CLOV ran all the way, and it's weird that it shows my selling covered calls order right here. I feel like it shouldn't do that. But let's say it, we had a breakout past 4.2, and we had a second leg. So this bounce here was what, 7% or so. So let's say we had a nice pullback, and let's say we get another 7% move. You can see that on the 5-minute a little bit better. Let's go back here, and then we had another 7% move. So we had kind of a breakout, or first leg pullback and another 7% move. That would be around 4.4. So if I went ahead and sold around 4.4's covered calls, I think that would be a pretty good bet. That's probably something I would go ahead and probably do. Then I would be able to walk away with a little bit more profit on it, and I think that would be all right, because like I said, I do plan on holding CLOV long term, so I wouldn't want to sell below my average cost, which right now is 5.47. And if the stock does run up all the way to like $5 or $6 and I get exercised, so be it. At least I close for break even, plus I make the premiums, and then I can always rebuy on a sell-off or a pullback, which most likely would happen because CLOV is extremely volatile. So yeah, that's my game plan for CLOV. Let me know your thoughts on it. Should I tweak it a little bit? I mean, I'm pretty new to selling covered calls. I've done a lot of studying on it. I've interviewed 2 individuals in our Discord that are absolutely killing it with selling covered calls. So I have a pretty good idea how it works, but I'm still a total amateur to selling covered calls in that regard. Luckily, I have been trading for many years, so I do understand kind of the overall dynamics of, waiting for a good price, and I don't see like a good reason just to sell right now my covered calls, although time is really important. So you have the intrinsic value of a covered call, which is basically the underlying asset, which would be CLOV, and then you have the extrinsic value of a covered call, or options, which is time, implied volatility, and all those other Greeks. So if I do enter, you guys will know in the Discord, because I'll write it first there. I'm not sure if I'll make another video about it, but maybe in a day trading recap, I'll just quickly go ahead and talk about it if it does happen, just to keep you guys posted. All right, guys, that's all for this day trading recap. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Consider subscribing if you're new. We'd love to have you part of the community, and like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.